You know, folks, if we do this thing right come November, we can defeat Donald Trump once and for all. We can make him a two-time failed former president, and we can vote in Harrison Walls, and we can save and protect our democracy. And we're going to have to continue to defend it from all the extremists that are going to be out there still trying to come at us. But we can start to pick up the pieces of the damage that Donald Trump has done, and we can start to rebuild this country the way that it should be. And when I play you clips like this, we can just laugh at him as he descends into madness, and we can watch him be held accountable for the things that he's done to this country. But right now, the guy in this clip I'm about to show you is still in the game. He still has people behind him, amped up and ready to vote for him. He still wants to be the leader of the free world again. And folks, this guy is not going to stop with the grift because he realizes there's people out there dumb enough to buy this. Yes, folks, he is back at it once again, selling his Trump trading cards, and we're going to watch this one together. Take a look at just how ridiculous this truly is.
President Donald J. Trump with some very exciting news. By popular demand, I'm doing a new series of Trump digital trading cards. You all know what they are. We've had a lot of fun with them. It's called the America First Collection. 50 all-new stunning digital trading cards. It's really something. These cards show me dancing and even me holding some Bitcoins. Here's the best part. I'm doing great things for my Trump digital card collectors. First, there's the real physical Trump cards. Purchase 15 or more of my Trump digital trading cards, and we'll mail you a beautiful physical trading card. It's really, I think, quite something. Each physical trading card has an authentic piece of my suit that I wore for the presidential debate, and people are calling it the knockout suit. I don't know about that.
It's definitely a cult.
So we'll cut up the knockout suit, and you're going to get a piece of it, and we'll be randomly autographing 5 of them, a true collector's item. This is something to give your family, your kids, your grandchildren. Number 2 is to purchase 75 of my Trump digital trading cards, and you will also be invited to join me for a gala dinner at my beautiful country club in Jupiter, Florida. We really have tremendous dinners with my collectors. Have a lot of fun together. We're going to have a good time. I'm keeping my Trump digital trading cards at the same price of $99 each. We've done that right from the beginning. So
just $99.
TrumpCards.com. It's really easy to buy. You just need an email address and a credit card or crypto. You know, they call me the crypto president. I don't know if that's true or not. But
look at this crap.
Saying that, so don't miss out. Go to collecttrumpcards.com.
Folks, that is real life. That's not satire. That's not a Saturday Night Live skit, but they could play that on Saturday Night Live, and they could literally just have an actor say the same exact words and show the same exact imagery, and people would laugh their ass off because people are sitting back laughing their ass off now at people dumb enough to go in for this. And my question to people in my part of the world who are constantly bitching about inflation, constantly bitching about the prices of things, you think this guy is going to bring the prices down? And don't you find it insulting that he thinks you can afford one of his trading cards? But if you buy 15 at $99 a piece, or if you buy 75 at $99 a piece, who in my part of the world has the money to buy that crap? And when you see that kind of crap, why is it not insulting to you? Do you not realize just how weak and how fragile this guy is, that he has to come up with these AI images of himself looking younger, looking stronger, looking buff? That's not how he really looks, by the way, at all. When he comes out of character, folks, he's unrecognizable. Okay? So it's absolutely ridiculous to me that people looks to this man as a sign of strength. If that isn't an act of desperation, I don't know what is. If that doesn't show you a man who is desperate, I don't know what else would. And it is definitely a cult. We can't feel bad for calling it as such anymore. It truly is one. When they are sitting back going, if I could just get a piece of the suit he wore, if I could just get his garment, oh, my life would be so much better. It's definitely a cult. I remember hearing a story one time about the Beatles. It was back when they first started. They first came to America. Beatlemania is sweeping the nation. There was a fan that got backstage, and she grabbed hold of George Harrison's arm. And she said to George Harrison, she said, you know, my daughter is sick, but I knew if I could touch you. My baby was sick, but I knew if I could just touch you, that my daughter would be healed. Just touch me so my daughter can be healed. And George Harrison was so rattled by this that he literally broke down and cried. And he said, why would anyone think that I had the power to save their sick child? I'm just a musician. I'm just a guitar player. Who am I to save this woman and her child? That's what reasonable people do. But a grifter like Donald Trump, he sees that type of hysteria. He sees people dedicated to him. Folks, he's been playing these people every step of the way. I promise you, he's sitting back right now mocking them, sitting back going, look at what I can sell them. They will buy anything, or they will sit back in their world and they'll wish they had the money to buy those things to show him their loyalty. And this is the guy they think is going to make their lives better. And they accuse us of having Trump derangement syndrome. They tell us that we're the ones with the problem. The only one with Trump, the main one that has Trump derangement syndrome is Trump himself. He can't get enough of himself. He can't quit talking about himself. And the other people with Trump derangement syndrome are the people who refuse to let him go and are still hanging in there with him to the bitter end. You know, my good buddy Superman Todd made a great point. He said, usually what former presidents do, whether they lose or whether they do their 8 years, serve 2 terms, they usually just disappear from the public light. They usually just go over here, they build their library, they write their memoirs, they learn how to paint, they eat candy with Michelle Obama, and they just kind of stay out of the public's light. They don't get out there and voice their opinion on much things. You hear them every now and then. But even George W. Bush knew when to shut up. Even that guy knew when to just go, hey, you know what? I'm unpopular. I think I'm going to go over here and learn how to paint. Donald Trump can't do that. He has said here during Joe Biden's historic presidency, by the way, Joe Biden doesn't get enough credit for the accomplishments he's made and what a historical president he's been. He's got more accomplished in 4 years than most people could in 8. But we've been having to talk about this ridiculous circus that is MAGA. That's what we've been having to talk about this entire time. And it's absolutely exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting to continue to talk about this stuff. So my thing is, we beat Donald Trump come November. Of course, he's still going to keep trying to grift. He's going to hang on. But I really believe he will begin to fade once people see, you know what? He's a 2-time loser. He lost once, he lost twice. He'll sit there, he'll kick, he'll scream. He might send some of his followers to kick and scream again, but it didn't work for him the first time. It ain't going to work for him the second time. Reasonable people have got to go to the poll because, like my good buddy Denver Riggleman said, a stupid vote counts the same as a smart vote. You may be one of the most informed voters out there, and you may be a history buff. You may know how politics works. You may be up on things. You may be able to quote things better than I ever could. Your vote's going to count, but so is the stupid vote. So are the stupid people who lined up to buy his card and hope they got a piece of his suit. Those people are fired up and ready to vote too, folks. That's why we can't look away. That's why we cannot look away, and we have to get Harrison Walls over the finish line. We can do this thing. We can beat this insanity, but we're going to have to vote. Make sure that you're registered to vote. If you haven't looked at your driver's license lately, make sure you do. Make sure the expiration date hasn't hit, because a lot of people will get to the polls, and if you have a driver's license with an invalid, expiration date, you're going to be screwed. So make sure you get those things in order and get ready to vote. And let's move past this to where, when I show you these clips, we just have a good laugh about it and we continue to talk about pushing this country forward.